Hey, this is Jim Hirschauer at Devtron. I'm here with Prashant, who's one of the co-founders of Devtron. And this is the first video in a series where I'm going to go ahead and ask Prashant questions and get Prashant's perspective on those questions. And so for this video, I'm going to start off with something that I've always wondered about. When people say things are Kubernetes native or software is Kubernetes native, what does that actually mean, Prashant?
Sure, Jim, I think that's a question which comes out too often, right? What does native mean? Now, if you look at it from the English perspective, native is a person, it is a place where I belong to, right? So Kubernetes native is something which belongs to Kubernetes, which it essentially means is it leverages the constructs of Kubernetes. So Kubernetes exposes a lot of infrastructure related data, as well as Kubernetes comes with its own nuances. For example, pods can be evicted at any point of time, just to give an example, right? So these are like certain nuances of Kubernetes. So any software which leverages these nuances and understands these nuances is Kubernetes native.
Okay, great. So Devtron is Kubernetes native software. What does that actually mean from a CI/CD perspective? How's that beneficial?
Sure. So as we talked about the native aspect where it understands the Kubernetes constructs, right? So Devtron also understands the Kubernetes constructs, which what it allows Devtron to do is twofold things, right? So one, it allows you to improve the developer experience. Why? Because it understands Kubernetes in a native fashion, and therefore it can translate things to the developer's language. They want to see logs, right? They want to understand, is there anything wrong with the application, right? What is the URL on which this application is available, right? They don't want to get into the complexities of Kubernetes to figure things out. So you can really alleviate the cognitive load of the user if you understand the Kubernetes concepts natively and translate it for them, right? Uh, Second thing where it helps is the operational complexity, right? Because now Kubernetes comes by itself with a lot of things which allows to, let's say, if there is a pod failure, it can restart things, right? So essentially, your software's SLA becomes better, right? So Devtron is a self-hosted product, which is an open source system also. So when you are managing Devtron by yourself, the complexity goes down. The other thing is the cost aspect of it also from the operational side, right? So because Kubernetes allows you to have leverage the things like spot instances, right? Uh, and the pods can come and go, and then you have clusters, autoscaler or carpenter kind of thing. So what this allows you to do is, for example, in the build case, you will incur the cost of infrastructure only and only when you are actually running build. It's not an always up system. And still, because Devtron understands what an image is and how it is constructed, it can still leverage caching capabilities. So essentially, you have best of the both worlds in this case. So again, to repeat, two aspects. One is the developer experience by abstracting out knowledge in such a way that the cognitive load reduces. And second is the operational aspect of the things, whether it's a cost or it's a uptime SLA. So these are the two places where Devtron leverages the Kubernetes native concepts.
All right. Well, there you have it. So those are two very straightforward answers. There's a lot that really is underlying this. If you want to learn more about that, visit our website at devtron.ai and you can dig deeper into it there. Thanks, everyone.